Hello friends, I hope you're doing really well today, and I've got a question for you. Can you recognize what is filling you up? And do you know the difference between physical fullness and fullness of other stuff, especially stuff that's going on in your nervous system? My name is Tracy Brown. I'm a somatic nutrition therapist and a tuned eating specialist, and we're going to jump right into that question. So I do have a ton of videos about how to recognize your actual fullness around your food. I'll post some links to those below because I've got some older videos that do a really good job at describing different physical signs of fullness. But today, I want to talk about both. I want to talk about what your physical fullness might be feeling like, and then what are we feeling full of? Because those are two different things. And if we don't have a lot of practice at recognizing like other sensations, we definitely can misinterpret our signals of fullness of stress, of overwhelm. We can misinterpret those as a sign of like I should stop eating or not eat at all, or it's like I don't feel anything down here and I eat sometimes to feel something. Let's talk about what that's about real quick. Right now, we are, like I said, in very, just unknown times. And we're, all getting our limit. I've had my limits too, where it's like, maybe it's not impacted my food, but it's impacted my mood or my patience or whatever, to where like something has to give. So I have to walk around the house and growl, or maybe I've even been irritable with somebody I love. But that's not where, of course, that needed to go. But if we don't recognize our signs of it building up and taking a break and slowing down and getting some space from it, it's going to come out some way, right? Everything comes out some way. And so I know it's really pretty normal to feel, especially if you're up and you're trying to stay up out of your body, maybe with your overwhelm, your overworking, your frustration, that we might eat to ground ourselves, hungry or not. And of course, I want you to be eating if you're hungry. I want you to be eating to have the fuel and the energy to do life, right? But sometimes we're eating because we're full up of like basically unrecognized charge or stress or whatever, and we're eating to ground that because it feels big and it feels up, and we might eat to ground that. So that's maybe one example. If I were full of something, but we can't quite recognize it because we're more up, living from like the neck up, essentially. Okay? The opposite is happening for people right now. And I mean, this is always the case when you're learning how to eat from hunger and fullness, when you're in recovery from disordered eating. This is always the case where you're feeling all this disorganized and unprocessed stuff. And it can feel like a lot, like sensations are real of emotions, experience, memories, all that. And we can inaccurately discern that as like, oh, I feel really full and I don't really need to eat. I just ate 2 hours ago. But that doesn't mean that's the same thing as physical fullness. You might actually need to eat more food. And so my advice for those folks is to eat something versus, oh, I'll wait and I'll check it out later, and maybe I'll eat later and I'll stay really busy. The best thing you can ever do if you're not sure is to eat something. Is to take a second, eat something. Oh, I'm eating that and I barely even feel that's not hardly even registering. Okay, well that means that you do need to eat more food. We just need more. And that would be something to continue to experiment with if you're in that situation. All right, so lastly, again, go back. So I want you to think about the different kinds of fullnesses. We have fullness of the food in our bellies. Normal, gentle, moderate pressure is normal fullness. So again, I'm going to put some videos below if you're struggling with like accurately discerning physical hunger and fullness. We're going to do that here in a second. But right now, especially, it's so easy because of all of our radical changes in how we're doing our life, that we are going to feel feelings about that. That's just pretty normal, to be honest. And we want to start to like take more time to discern what am I feeling full of right now? Is that frustration? Is that uncertainty? Is that just, I'm realizing I feel overwhelmed? Well, overwhelm is always a sign that you've overshot your capacity, and we need to slow down more, and we need more self-care to say, okay, where am I pushing too hard? Where am I ignoring too much? And take some time to give that the care it needs. Otherwise, it's probably going to come out in definitely some graze eating or emotional eating. And the best thing you can ever do is say, oh, you know, me noticing this feels like a lot here in my gut, and this is what it feels like. And that's not exactly the same thing as food fullness, but now I know the difference. So thank you all so much for watching. I do have to hop off. I'm so sorry if you're just joining live. But I do hope you watch the replay. Please tag me if you do, or just put down replay. I would love to hear from you all. How are you, what has helped you recognize the difference between physical and emotional fullness? And what are some things that have helped you with that? Thank you all so much for watching live. If this video was nourishing for you, I would love for you to pass it along to your friends who are just learning these concepts of like, oh, I do contain a lot of sensation and emotion and memory in my system, along with what is happening in our realities right now, and along with my physical fullness. Thank you all so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.